Hi everybody, this is Megan Aubrey from Paper Crafts with Meg, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I was preparing some of my stamps today for card classes, and I thought I should maybe do a quick little video to show you all how I prepare my cling stamps. So the cling stamps are relatively new to Stampin' Up! They are made out of our red rubber. If you are familiar with Stampin' Up!, you know that our old red rubber stamps, we would put the labels on, but they wouldn't really stick to the stamp blocks. So if you were using our old red rubber stamps, sometimes you would have to take a piece of like double-sided tape and stick it to the stamp to adhere it to the block, or some people used moisture to do it. So Stampin' Up! Decided they were going to come up with a new stamp, and they did. And these are great, but there's definitely a learning curve on how you go about putting your stamps together. So this is actually the Layered with Kindness stamp set that is in the new 2020 mini catalog. And it's great because there's some coordinating punches that go with it. What I thought I would do is show you guys how I put my labels on the stamps, how I put them on the block, how I take them off, and even how I store them. And I do this across the board with all of my cling stamps. So the first thing I do is, you notice that there's two sides to the labels. This side has a scored line on top of the label. This side is obviously not scored. You can see the stamp image through this. So I put this upside down, and I don't really have a method to how I use them. Now, I will tell you that some people opt not to put the label on at all. Just take off this backing here, and you can use them just as well without the image. However, I like the image, so I go a step further. But you could certainly do it this way if you so chose. So what I do is I take the label off, and then I take the outline of the stamp and very carefully match it up. Now, I will tell you, you have to do it slowly. And I just go right around the corner of the label until it's all adhered. You don't want to do it quickly, because once it's stuck, it is stuck. You can take it off with, there are some tricks out there, which I actually don't know. I think you can heat them up, and it comes off. You might be able to try some other methods, but I don't recommend them. I've never had to do them. So this is what my stamps look like, and I'm just going to go ahead and do all of them so they're all done. Okay, so now that all of the labels are on, I actually store these just like this in the stamp case. I know that there are some demonstrators who just leave them loose like this. They will get, and they will stick to the case, but then initially, when you first use them, they're super sticky. And I like to keep this in there so that I know that all the stamps are there, because if I just had them loose, I wouldn't necessarily know if any are missing. So that's why I like to use this. You can also, you could take this off. There is a way to take this stickiness off of the base, and then you can use this stickiness to help adhere maybe some of your older red rubber stamps that don't stick quite as well as these. I know that people have done that. I will tell you that the more you use the stamps, the easier it is to come off of whatever it is you're sticking on. These are actually pretty good. sometimes it is very hard to get off of these. So what I often do is I use the spatula end of my Take Your Pick tool, and I will use it to lift up the corner, because you don't want to lift these up like you normally would like this, because it's possible that you could rip the stamp. So I'll show you. Just place it on one of my blocks, and what I do is I slide this underneath and lift it up, and then remove the stamp like that. If it's stuck, you never want to try to force it. Find something that you can lift it up with. If you have a good fingernail, you can do that, or you can use the flat end of your Take Your Pick tool. And then once you do it a few times, they do come off. I know that there have been instances where stampers have put their stamps on here and they have stuck, only because, you know, it's a cling stamp, so it is going to stick. So be very careful. And so that's how I'll store this. And I'm going to do the Parisian Beauty just the same way. I'll do the Eiffel Tower because that's probably the one I'm worried about the most. And with this one, I would start at the top. And I would just go a little bit at a time. Just like that. When you lift it up, it's all set. So then you just put it back down. So I'll finish this one off camera, and if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.